Have you ever wondered why some people in their 80s radiate vitality, bounding out of chairs or striding confidently down the street, while others seem to fade, weighed down by time? What's their secret to defying age when the world expects decline? The answer lies in 8 remarkable abilities. Simple yet powerful actions most 80-year-olds can no longer do. If you can still do even a few, you're not just aging. You're aging backward, and this video will show you why that matters. Aging isn't a one-size-fits-all journey. While some accept slower steps or weaker grips as inevitable, others prove decline is optional, not guaranteed. This video uncovers the measurable, meaningful skills, like standing without help, walking briskly, or balancing on one foot, that signal strength, resilience, and independence. These aren't just physical feats. They're tied to longer, healthier lives. You'll discover how everyday movements reflect your body's hidden power and why losing them happens quietly unless you act. Watch until the end to learn all 8 signs, especially the final one, a surprising, often overlooked marker of deep vitality. Whether you're in your 50s, 70s, or beyond, this video is your wake-up call to assess your abilities, reclaim what's slipping, or celebrate what you've kept. You'll hear inspiring stories, like 84-year-old Margaret regaining her strength, and get practical tips to stay sharp and independent. Don't miss this chance to redefine aging, because every day is an opportunity to rise, not fade. If you are not subscribed, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. Sign 1. You can get up from a chair without using your hands. It may seem like a simple, even mundane task, but let me tell you, the ability to stand up from a seated position without relying on your hands is so much more than just a physical action. It's a profound indicator that your body is aging well, or even, in some extraordinary cases, aging in reverse. And here's why. This one movement, a seemingly effortless transition from sitting to standing, requires more than just the simple act of lifting yourself. It demands strength from your legs, stability from your core, balance from your entire body, and fine-tuned coordination. It's a true testament that your lower body muscles, those essential pillars of strength, are still powerful enough to support you without outside help. But here's the thing, it's not just about muscle strength. It's about independence. For many older adults, this seemingly small movement is the first place where the quiet onset of weakness creeps in. It starts innocently enough, just a slight push off the armrest or a shuffle to gain momentum. Then, over time, it grows into a full-blown struggle, where rising from a chair becomes a battle. But if you still stand up smoothly, without needing to lean on anything for support, you're holding on to something precious, functional power. Take Margaret, for example. At 84 years old, she always thought she was doing fine. She'd been independent her whole life, and to her, this was just another minor part of aging. But one day, she caught herself leaning heavily on the table to stand, something she hadn't done before. At first, it didn't seem like much. It was just a little extra support, right? But then, a week later, she fell, trying to get out of bed. That was the wake-up call. She realized how quickly things can change, and how subtle signs of weakness can escalate. Margaret started taking action, dedicating just 10 minutes a day to seated leg lifts and slow squats. It wasn't about vanity or striving for perfection. It was about getting her strength back, about preserving her dignity and independence. And let me tell you, that kind of action, that decision to fight for your independence, is what sets the truly resilient apart. The strength you build today is what will carry you through tomorrow. That's not just a physical truth. It's a life truth. And so, the next time you get up from a chair without using your hands, take a moment to appreciate what that simple, everyday act truly means. You're not just rising, you're standing tall, unshaken, in defiance of time. Sign 2. You can walk at a brisk pace without getting winded. Believe it or not, how fast you walk can reveal more about your future than any blood test ever could. It's astonishing. Research has shown that walking speed is deeply connected to longevity. Yes, you read that right. Older adults who maintain a brisk walking pace tend to live longer and healthier lives. It's not just about getting from point A to point B. It's a reflection of your body's overall vitality. But walking briskly isn't just about moving faster. It's about the strength of your heart, the capacity of your lungs, your balance, and your energy. When you're walking at a steady pace, it means your heart is pumping blood efficiently, your muscles are working seamlessly, and your body isn't running on empty. Think about your walks. Can you move with purpose, with confidence? Would you be able to catch a bus if you had to? Or do you find yourself slowing down more often, pausing to rest, or even avoiding longer walks altogether? I'll tell you about James, 77 years old. He had always been active, a man who prided himself on staying in shape. But recently, his pace had noticeably slowed down. "I thought I was just being cautious," he said. But one day, after a short walk around the block, he was completely winded. He had to stop and catch his breath. That was his wake-up call. That moment was when he realized something had changed in his body. But instead of accepting it, he fought back. He started small, just walking to the mailbox a little faster each day. Then he pushed himself to walk around the corner, then 2 blocks. Within a month, his pace had improved, and so had his confidence. He had rediscovered the joy of movement. Because walking speed isn't just a measure of your mobility, it's a true marker of your resilience. The faster you can move, the more alive your systems are. So here's a simple question for you. Can you walk 10 or 20 feet at a fast pace, like you're running late, without feeling breathless or unsteady? Now, let's move on to another sign: balance. Can you balance on one foot for at least 10 seconds? It may seem like something out of a childhood game, but the ability to balance on one foot is a powerful indicator of how well your body and brain are aging. Balance isn't just about avoiding a fall. It's a delicate dance of muscle strength, the function of your inner ear, your vision, and most importantly, your brain, all working together in perfect harmony. When any one of those systems starts to weaken, balance is often the first thing to go. That's why people who can still balance well into their 70s and 80s tend to not only live longer but stay independent and bounce back faster when life throws them a challenge. Try it right now. Stand near a countertop, lift one foot a few inches off the ground, and hold it steady. For 10 seconds, if you can. That's incredible. Let me tell you about Susan, 83. One day, while brushing her teeth, she realized something unsettling. She was leaning heavily on the sink, unable to balance on one foot without holding onto something. That quiet realization, that simple moment of vulnerability, terrified her more than any doctor's visit could. But rather than giving into fear, she made a decision. Every morning, she began practicing standing on one foot while brushing her teeth. She started by holding onto the wall for support, but with time, her balance grew stronger. And so did her confidence. This is more than just physical health. It's about embracing a mindset of resilience and taking charge of your future. The lessons James and Susan learned remind us that small changes can lead to monumental improvements in our health, vitality, and overall quality of life. The strength we carry, physically and mentally, is in our hands. The question is, will you take the first step today? Sign 3. You can get down on the floor and back up without help. Now, this might seem like something only young, spry athletes are capable of, but let me tell you, it's one of the most profound indicators of your overall health, especially as you age. The ability to lower yourself to the ground and then rise without assistance is a testament to how well your entire body is functioning. It engages almost every muscle group you have: your legs, core, arms, your balance, flexibility, and coordination. This isn't just about physical strength. It's about the seamless way all your systems work together, working as a well-oiled machine. And if you can still do this after 80, you're in an incredibly rare and impressive group. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Sadly, many older adults start avoiding the floor altogether, not because they don't want to be down there, but because they're terrified they won't be able to get back up. That fear can creep in quietly, and over time, it becomes a heavy weight that holds you back. You start to limit your movements and avoid certain activities, and before you know it, you're spending more time sitting and your confidence slips away. I think about Robert, who is 85. One afternoon, his great-granddaughter asked him to sit on the floor to play a board game. Robert hesitated, not because he didn't want to play, but because he wasn't sure if he could get up again. That moment was a wake-up call for him. He was devastated, realizing how that fear of falling had started to limit his enjoyment of life. So, instead of accepting that limitation, Robert decided to take action. He started a simple, daily routine of slow squats and seated leg lifts, and practiced gentle kneeling and rising movements next to his bed. It wasn't easy, but Robert kept at it. And let me tell you, the fact that he was able to do that again, slowly but surely, was a powerful reminder that his body hadn't forgotten how to move. Robert wasn't surrendering to age. He was standing tall in the face of it, determined to maintain his strength and independence. Next, let's talk about something that seems so simple but becomes so impactful as we get older: carrying a grocery bag. It's easy to take for granted, right? But one day, it might start to feel heavier. You might notice that it's harder to hold, or that carrying it across the parking lot takes more effort. And that's when you realize your strength is not what it used to be. But when you can still lift and carry that grocery bag without grimacing, without needing to take a break or ask for help, that's not just about muscle. It's about the strength you've cultivated to keep living independently. This happened to George, who's 82. For years, he took pride in carrying all his groceries in one trip, just like he did in his 40s. But over time, the bag started feeling heavier, and one day, on his way up the stairs, he had to stop halfway and rest. That moment hit him hard. It was his wake-up call. Instead of giving in, he chose to get stronger. He started small routines, like squeezing a tennis ball for grip strength, using light dumbbells, and doing wall push-ups. Within just a month, his strength returned, and so did his confidence. George didn't just regain his physical strength, he regained his sense of power over his own life. What's truly remarkable is that both Robert and George proved that even in our later years, strength is a choice. The body, though it may slow down, will follow your lead if you take the time to nurture it. They didn't give in to the fears that often come with age. Instead, they chose to live boldly, and in doing so, they proved that age doesn't have to limit your vitality. And for us all, that's a powerful reminder. Sign 4. You can climb a flight of stairs without stopping. Stairs are brutally honest. They don't lie. They are, in fact, one of the truest measures of your heart, lungs, legs, and overall stamina. If you can still ascend a flight of stairs without pausing to catch your breath or clutching the railing for dear life, you're doing far better than most people your age. Why? Because climbing stairs is a full-body challenge. It's not just about legs. It requires balance, cardiovascular strength, and, perhaps most importantly, controlled breathing. Each step upward feels like a silent negotiation between your body and gravity, and if you're still winning that battle, it means your body is working in sync, aging gracefully. Let me tell you about Dorothy, 84 years old. 2 years ago, after a minor fall, she decided to avoid stairs altogether. Elevators became her new best friend. But one day, during a visit to her daughter's house, she realized there was no downstairs bathroom. The only one available was at the top of a narrow flight of stairs. As she took those steps, her breath caught in her chest, and a wave of embarrassment swept over her. She had to stop halfway up, her body screaming for a break. That moment became a turning point for Dorothy, a catalyst for change. What followed wasn't easy, but it was determined. She began with just 3 steps at a time, using the railing for support. But slowly, over time, she pushed herself further. 5 steps, then a full flight. Every day, she practiced, adding more as her strength and confidence grew. Breathing exercises became part of the routine, helping her regain control of her lungs and stamina. After several weeks, Dorothy found herself climbing stairs with ease. No more breathlessness, no more embarrassment. She had not only regained her endurance but also her sense of pride and self-reliance. Doctors often use stair climbing as a quick test of cardiopulmonary health, and Dorothy's story proves why. The ability to climb stairs without hesitation isn't just a physical feat. It's a powerful symbol of resilience, independence, and aging in harmony with your body. Sign 5. You can remember recent conversations and events clearly. For so many, the natural process of aging is often accompanied by a seemingly inevitable decline in memory. It's a concept that's deeply ingrained in society's perception of growing older. We're told from an early age that the mind will inevitably slow down, and that memory loss is something we should simply accept as a part of the aging process. But let me tell you, this assumption is far from the full picture. Yes, occasional forgetfulness can happen to anyone, whether it's misplacing your keys or forgetting a name for a moment. That's normal. But there's a stark difference between these small, fleeting moments of forgetfulness and the deeper cognitive decline that many fear. If you still find yourself able to recall the meal you had last night, the details of a conversation you had just a few days ago, or even a simple anecdote a friend told you last week, it means that your brain is aging in a way that far surpasses what many would expect. Clear memory is not just about remembering the big milestones like birthdays, anniversaries, or important events. It's about the daily details, the fleeting moments that come together to form the richness of our lives. It's a sign of mental resilience, a reflection of strong brain circulation, healthy neurons, and the ongoing engagement of your mind. When you can recall details of a conversation, or remember where you placed your glasses just this morning, it means your cognitive pathways are still sharp and vibrant. Your brain hasn't slowed down despite the expectations that come with age. It's a powerful reminder that your nervous system is working well and that your mental faculties are still firing on all cylinders, even when the world may tell you it's time to slow down. I think of Thomas, an 86-year-old man I met a few years ago, whose memory was simply remarkable. He was a quiet, reserved man, not one to boast or seek attention, but sharp as a tack when it came to his recollections. He could effortlessly recall old addresses, the names of classmates from 70 years ago, and even the birthdays of people he hadn't seen in decades. It wasn't just the easy-to-remember facts either. He would recall stories, little moments from years past, with such clarity that it felt as if they had just happened yesterday. One day, I asked Thomas how he managed to keep his mind so sharp. His answer was so simple, yet it struck me profoundly. I stay curious. I read. I talked to people. I never stopped learning. In those words, Thomas revealed the secret he had known all along. He didn't simply let life pass by. He actively engaged with it. His mind remained sharp because he continued to use it every single day, refusing to let it grow stagnant. And that's the key. Memory, just like muscle, improves with use. The more you exercise it, the stronger and more resilient it becomes. It's easy to think of memory as something that either works or doesn't, as if it's a fixed trait that diminishes over time. But just like any muscle in your body, your brain needs to be regularly exercised to stay strong. Reading, engaging in stimulating conversations, writing, solving puzzles, and playing games. These aren't just activities to pass the time. They are forms of exercise for the brain, much like lifting weights or running on a treadmill is for your body. These activities help keep your mind active, flexible, and, most importantly, sharp. Staying mentally active can help you adapt to new challenges, sharpen your problem-solving skills, and maintain a level of cognitive resilience that many people fail to realize is within their control. In addition, staying socially connected plays a huge role in preserving cognitive function. When you talk to people, when you share stories and experiences, your brain is constantly processing and recalling information. It's a kind of mental workout that keeps your mind engaged. And the more you engage in these activities, whether it's socializing with friends, engaging in meaningful discussions, or participating in community events, the more you stimulate your brain and support its long-term health. What kind of mental clarity have you cultivated over the years? It's not just a result of genetics or good fortune. It's a quiet superpower that many people overlook. It's about making an active choice to keep your mind sharp, no matter how many years have passed. In a world that often associates aging with decline, you're proving that getting older doesn't mean fading into obscurity. Instead, it's a testament to staying engaged, staying curious, and always striving to learn more. It's about deciding to nourish your brain and keep it firing at full capacity, no matter your age. Every time you recall a conversation, remember a meal, or retell a story from years ago, that's your brain telling you, I'm still here, and I'm still strong. And that's not something to take lightly. Mental clarity in the later years of life is a sign of resilience, strength, and the quiet wisdom that comes from years of living with purpose and curiosity. When your mind remains sharp, you're not simply getting older, you're thriving. And you're showing the world that growing older is not about slowing down. It's about embracing every moment, staying present, and keeping your mind as sharp as ever. So, the next time you remember something clearly, don't just brush it off as a simple act of memory. Celebrate it as a victory, a sign that you are aging in the best way possible. You're not just getting older. You're staying sharp, aware, and ready for whatever comes next. Sign 6. You wake up feeling rested and ready for the day. As we grow older, the way we experience sleep changes in ways that can feel frustrating or even alarming at times. Yet, despite these changes, there remains something deeply gratifying and almost miraculous about waking up from a night's sleep feeling rested, clear-headed, and ready to take on the challenges of a new day. It's an undeniable signal of good health, one of the most powerful signs that your body is still in harmony, still capable of sustaining you through life's ups and downs. For those of us over 80, this feeling can be nothing short of a small victory. It's not just about waking up from sleep, it's about waking up with strength, stability, and clarity. And if you can do that, if you can rise from bed in the morning feeling steady and grounded, that's something worth celebrating. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. In these moments, your body is sending you a clear, reassuring message. I'm still healing. I'm still strong. I'm still here. It may seem like a simple moment, waking up refreshed, but it's a reflection of something much deeper. Sleep isn't just about rest. It's a crucial time for our body to repair itself, for the brain to reset, and for the immune system to recharge. When we get quality sleep, our bodies have the chance to rejuvenate and fight off the wear and tear of the day. But when sleep becomes elusive, as it often does with age, it can have an accelerating effect on the aging process. Poor sleep can raise our risk of heart disease, cognitive decline, depression, and a multitude of other health issues. It can also leave us feeling emotionally drained, as if we're losing control of our well-being. But on the other hand, good sleep, the kind that leaves us feeling refreshed and ready to face the day, is like a powerful shield against the ravages of time. It slows down the aging process, it safeguards our health, and it protects the energy we need to live fully. Quality sleep is like an invisible armor, working tirelessly behind the scenes to preserve our vitality. Let me share with you a story that's both inspiring and heartwarming, one that shows just how simple changes can make a profound difference. Meet Alice, a vibrant woman who is now 88 years old. For a time, Alice had been waking up every morning feeling groggy and sluggish. She found herself needing naps during the day to compensate for the fatigue she couldn't shake off. But no matter what she tried, she just couldn't seem to feel truly rested. She visited her doctor, who ran a battery of tests, but everything came back clear. There were no underlying health issues. And yet, something just wasn't right. Then, Alice decided to make a few small, almost imperceptible changes to her daily routine. She began dimming the lights an hour before bed to help her body ease into sleep more naturally. She stopped watching television after dinner, recognizing that the artificial blue light from screens was tricking her brain into staying awake. She also made a simple shift in the morning by opening the curtains as soon as she woke up, letting natural sunlight flood her room. It sounds like such a minor change, but it was a game changer for Alice. Within just 2 weeks of implementing these small adjustments, Alice began to notice a significant improvement in her sleep. She was no longer waking up groggy. Her energy levels increased, and she didn't need to nap during the day as often. More importantly, her mood improved, and so did her memory. She didn't need more medicine or a miracle cure. She simply needed to reconnect with a natural rhythm, one that allowed her body to repair, reset, and recharge in the way it was meant to. She even commented that her doctor had not been wrong in his assessments. There was nothing medically wrong with her. The issue had simply been that her sleep cycle had gotten out of balance, and once she restored that balance, everything else followed suit. If you're fortunate enough to still sleep soundly, if you can fall asleep within 30 minutes, stay asleep through most of the night, and wake up naturally, without the need for an alarm, then consider yourself blessed. You are doing better than most people, and your body is telling you, in its quiet way, that you're aging with grace. You're not just surviving, you're thriving. This simple, yet deeply restorative act of sleep is the cornerstone of a life well lived. So, if you find yourself waking up feeling refreshed, remember that your body is doing incredible work to keep you strong, healthy, and ready to face another day. Hold on to that feeling, because it's a reminder that, with the right care, we all can continue to live life to the fullest, no matter our age. As we wrap up, I hope this discussion has shed some light on just how powerful quality sleep can be as we age. It's not just about resting, it's about giving our bodies the chance to heal, rejuvenate, and protect ourselves from the wear and tear of life. The small changes we make in our sleep habits can lead to incredible improvements in our mood, energy, and overall well-being. Remember, it's never too late to restore balance and vitality to our lives. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you've learned from this video that you're going to practice in your own life? Maybe it's dimming the lights before bed, or perhaps it's getting more natural sunlight in the morning. Whatever it is, share it with us in the comments below. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with others who might benefit from this advice, and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content like this. We're here to help you live a healthier, fuller life, every step of the way. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to hear from you in the comments.